You don't hate them. You're not even angry. You just feel nothing. No spark, no butterflies, not even resentment. Just this kind of numb, foggy distance that gets harder to ignore. But here's the twist. That emptiness you're feeling, it might not be the end of love. It might be a warning signal. Because relationships, they rarely end with a bang. They fade with silence, a missed glance, a skipped check-in, we're fine, said through gritted teeth. And the scariest part, you don't even know it's happening until one day you wake up next to a complete stranger wondering, geez, when did I stop caring? In this video, we're digging into the real reason you feel emotionally checked out. And it's probably not what you think. This is the moment you stop blaming yourself. You stop blaming them. And you start seeing the truth hiding beneath the numbness. If you've ever asked yourself, why don't I feel anything anymore? You're about to find out. So let's reframe this numbness. What if it's not the absence of love, but the presence of overwhelm? You're not checked out because you've stopped caring. You're checked out because your emotional bandwidth is just shot. You've been juggling too many roles, holding in too many feelings, and eventually your nervous system it hits the dimmer switch. Not because you're heartless, but because your heart's exhausted. I'm working with a woman and she came to me certain her marriage was over. She felt detached, robotic, like she was faking everything. She was saying, I love you, didn't really mean it or feel anything. But when we slowed it down, she realized it wasn't the love that left. The love was buried beneath years of managing and pretending and suppressing. When she stopped trying to fix herself and just felt, her feelings started to thaw, and so did the connection. Now you might be wondering, well, how do I know if this is me? I'm going to share 4 signs that numbness you're feeling is really just emotional shutdown. First, you stop speaking up. Not because you don't care, but because you're tired of it going nowhere. And silence feels safer. Second, even small conversations or decisions, they just feel draining. Not annoying, exhausting. Like your emotional gas tank is permanently on empty. Third, you start avoiding closeness. Not just sex, but everything. Eye contact, jokes, sharing your day. Even thinking about connection feels overwhelming. And fourth, you question your own experience and you start asking, am I being too sensitive? Or, maybe I'm just difficult. You're not alone. What you're feeling is the body's way of protecting itself from a load it can't carry anymore. And the second you see that, and you really see that, you stop blaming yourself and you finally get permission to start healing. So let's flip this. You're not heartless. You're human. And what you're feeling right now isn't the truth of your relationship. It's the residue of emotional survival. And the good news, you can come back from this. So if you're not actually broken and the numbness isn't a death sentence, how do you come back from it? You don't overhaul your relationship overnight. You can try these 3 quiet daily shifts. First, pause before the story. When you feel distant, your brain rushes to conclusions. And you start thinking, we've grown apart. They don't care. But those thoughts aren't facts. They're thoughts. Don't grab them. Sit still. Let the moment be messy. Second, Speak from the part of you that still wants connection, not the part that's collecting evidence of bracing for pain. You can say, I've been off lately. Can we just sit together? Like, that's it. No agenda, just presence. And third, choose one simple act of care daily. Not to fix everything, not to get something back, just to remind yourself who you are. Because the antidote to disconnection, it isn't grand gestures. It's remembering every single day that love doesn't need proof. Love needs practice. And this isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about remembering what's underneath the fog. You still care. You just haven't felt like yourself in a while. The moment you stop blaming the numbness and start listening to it, that's the moment the thaw begins. If this landed, don't stop here. In the next video, this one shift can save your relationship. I'll show you some of the daily habits that turn emotional drift into real lasting connection. Because love doesn't die from lack of trying. It dies when we start keeping score. And when you drop the scoreboard, everything changes. See you there.